For my 2009 personal branding predictions, I have 10 of them this time. The first one is transparency across the web. And what's happening right now is that there are many alliances being formed with social networks and with search engines, such as Google, Yahoo, Bing, Facebook, Twitter, FriendFeed. And what you'll notice is more and more search results and status updates are coming together, which means everything that you say, maybe in one place, is going to appear in the other. Transparency is going to be extremely important. You got to be much more mindful of what you say. The second one is people really understanding their brand. And what we've noticed now, and what I've noticed especially, first time it came out, was Twitter lists. If you think about it, people are categorizing you, maybe as personal branding expert or marketing expert, social media person. They're categorizing you in a certain way, and that tells you what your brand is or how you're perceived, which was really the missing link to discovering your brand in the first place. You had certain impressions of who you were, but it was hard to really grasp how other people viewed you. And so that, I think, is going to help a lot of people get that type of feedback without even asking for it. The next one is the new employment contract. More and more employees are becoming more influential, having greater networks, and companies are trying to figure out, does this change the employment contract? Do we let them build their brand at work? And so a lot of that is going to start being figured out in 2010. The next one, number 4, is your voice becomes stronger than your resume. A resume is something that's dated, typically a document. Online you could think of it as LinkedIn. But the world is moving too fast, which means your voice, the one that might be projected through a blog or a video or some other form of media, maybe status updates on social networks, is becoming increasingly important relative to the experience that you find in a resume. The next one is people being forced to take niches. There's a lot of competition now. You have to publish between 3 and 10 blog posts a day to be one of the top blogs because of the demand, the amount of keywords, the amount of sharing of those posts, the amount of freshness of those blogs so they get ranked high in Google, a bunch of different reasons. In order for you to really compete, you either have to have really an amazing product and backed by several brands, or you have to really scope out your niche. You have to find your own market, and you have to really penetrate that. The next thing is video becomes standard for your career. What we've noticed is more and more people are using video introductions, video resumes, video as a way to communicate who they are and what they do. In 2010, video is starting to take off, more people are investing in it, more videos are being watched each day on YouTube and other social sites. Video is going to people are going to start to see video as a way to build their own careers and to position themselves as the person of choice to work for a company. The next one is monetization. Monetization is definitely going to be figured out next year. Look at Facebook, has 325 million people. People are spending billions of time on Facebook each day. They're starting to use social ads. The revenue is going to come in. If you look at our eMarketer report, in 2010, about $12 billion are going to be spent on advertising online. It's going to come. People who already have built their brands online, built websites, are going to get a piece of the action, which is very exciting. Social media being used more for career development, it's pretty obvious at this point, but I think next year we're going to see a lot of people understanding that if you have more influence, if you are active online, there's a direct correlation between that and being successful in your job hunt, or as an entrepreneur, or as someone who wants to reposition themselves in the market as maybe something else. The next one is more people working for free. Companies are hiring 7% fewer college grads. Unemployment rate's 10%. People are going to have to start working for free, even if it's 2 hours a week, because experience always trumps education. And now, when you have access to people, well, it might be celebrities or micro-celebrities or successful business people at some level, putting in a few hours for them having to take little to no risk on you, is an opportunity for you to maybe get an endorsement if you do good work for them, or just to get the experience on your resume when you might not have gotten any other way because you couldn't get a job. which is a bad excuse anyways. And the final one is online identities becoming as routine as employer drug tests. Employer drug tests, everyone has to go through, especially at the larger companies where you might have to pee in a cup for a nurse. But for employment, 45% of companies use social networks for online identity checks, background checks last year. This number is shooting way up this year. 75% maybe. In 2012, maybe 100%. It's going to be very standard because it's easy and people want to take less risks, so they want some sort of verification on that person's identity, as well as, what are they like outside of work? Who is this person? Especially if someone's investing $80,000, $120,000 in hiring someone. So these are my predictions. Hopefully some will come true. And either way, they're insights into what's going on, so I hope they help you.